everybody, I'm Janet G, and I thought I'd just say a few words about my own perception of what's going on in this world. And after the weekend went by on Friday, where I went out into Manchester with my family for birthday celebrations and felt the oppression, probably for the first time like that in my reality, and it really affected me. You know, the point where we've got to sit down in the pub, you can't stand up, you can't sing, you can't dance, all these things that are really important for our well-being as human beings. So yeah, I was kind of compelled to speak. So I thought, well, what am I going to speak about? So I'm going to take on a little journey, not too long, to try and help you to remember who you are, because I think a lot of us have actually forgotten who we are, especially in this time right now with what's happening because of the way things are done. So I'm going to share with you what I've been doing for a few years, and now in a nutshell and in a very rounded way I'm going to offer you this information and do with it whatever you like afterwards. So to help you to remember who you are while this is going on, we're going to go right back to when you were a baby. So here you are, born into this world, into the three-dimensional five-sense realm. A beautiful brand new baby. Now the baby itself, you can't remember that far back. You can't remember what was going on when you were born, because at that time you were just pure, divine, holy consciousness embodied in this beautiful suit that's been created for you so that you can experience yourself spiritually. You are a spiritual being and can experience yourself in the three-dimensional five-sense realm, which was where we've come to do what exactly? Why have you come here? What is your purpose? What have you learned about this life? And also to go on to identify even more about our conscious spiritual being. What are you? Are you a living man or woman? How do you know that you're a living man or woman? What constitutes that? So I'll tell you what. It's the blood pumping through your veins. That very life-giving substance, the life is in the blood. It contains everything about you. All your characteristics, all your DNA, your ancestral history. It's your divine signature, your divine currency, and it's your way home. And it's what brings life to your being pumped with your heart around your body so that you can breathe in. Well, not so much these days with the mask over your face, but anyway, so that you can breathe, filling your lungs up with oxygen, oxygenating the blood so that it can keep your body alive. And that is what a living man is. However, when the baby is born into this world, into this beautiful world that's been created for it, like a system, you know, we are in harmony, in equilibrium with the earth and the world. Everything is provided for us. But when we're born in, especially in this day and age, and we come into the world, we're born into another world as well. We're born into what's called the legal system, or the system. And the system knows that as a living man or woman, you have got God-given inalienable, I can't say that properly, inalienable rights as a sovereign being to experience and live your life to the fullest while you are here. So, what they do, or what the system does, is takes that baby through, I call it like trickery or sleight of hand tricks, or even some sort of dark magic or something, because you come into the world and because you're birthed through your mother's canal, through the waters, you have water laws, maritime admiralty law, posed on your being. And the way this is done is through the birth certificate. So once the baby's born, and especially in our generation now, they do a heel prick test and they take the baby's blood, which I've always thought was a bit weird. Why? Brand new baby, absolutely nothing wrong with it whatsoever. everything intact, take its blood. And I've just explained before that the blood is you. It contains everything about you. And in my opinion, like I said, this is my rounded version, a short version so that you can get your head around it. You take your blood and then the parents take the baby and register the baby's birth at the registry office. This is quite a huge deception that occurs, and what's called full disclosure isn't given to the parents at the time of doing this, because if it was, none of us would do it, believe me. So what happens? So you take the baby, your baby has a name, and the baby's name is a gift from the parents. You gift your baby with a name, and they take that name and they adjoin to it a title which they own. Miss, Mr, Mrs, Master, etc. And the surname, which isn't really relevant in life because your Christian name is what you're known by, your surname is often written in all capital letters, which represents the dead. Go and look it up. All capital letters means you're dead. So your surname's dead, your living name's your Christian name, and the title the system owns. So they join it all up, and because they've taken your blood, in my opinion, they then give you a receipt back. They give the parents a receipt in the form of a birth certificate to say that you've handed that baby over to the state, because usually a state registered person's touched that baby and delivered it into the world, so they say it belongs to the state if the person is state registered who helps to deliver your baby. By taking and accepting the birth certificate, which is a bond, you have then created some sort of consent that some laws and rules can be imposed on that baby because you've handed it over to the state. They don't want anything to do with that baby unless something comes about where they can come and just take it for some reason, because you haven't really got any rights over it when you start looking into it like that. The system can take your baby. So then what? So this happens, you have a legal fiction name, so the baby is the baby, you know, Miss Jane Smith, that's her name, and then you get a piece of paper saying exactly that, which kind of creates another person, almost like a twin, a paper twin for the living baby and one for the dead baby, which is going to operate in the world of paper. So the world of paper is then pressed on the baby and it begins to live its life through the paper, because that's all we know. We don't know that while going there, full disclosure isn't given to the parents about what's exactly happening, that the state is going to actually own that baby, own that child, and also create thousands upon thousands of pounds maybe in a birth certificate bond, because when you arrive in this world, everything is here for you for the taking. You're a living man or woman, a living flesh and blood, and you need to eat, you need sustenance, you need a home, you need to be taken care of, and they know that. So off you go, little baby, back into the family, and you need your birth certificate to identify yourself, even though clearly it states upon it not to be used for identification purposes. Go and have a look at yours and you will see it clearly. So how is it? All our forms that we need for the doctors, for your driving licence, for your passport, they want your birth certificate to prove who you are. So it's like a double-edged sword, and it's also a way of you committing fraud. Yeah, they've kind of got you by the short and curlies. But anyway, I'm saying this to you because the laws that are being imposed on people in this time, well, they're not laws, as we know, they're guidelines. So they're trying to make it out so most people think they are laws, and because most people don't know what to do, I think most people by now can definitely smell a rat in this and know that it's not what's coming out of the TV. it's not the truth, and people are cottoning on so quickly. But where do you go? What do you do when you find out it doesn't look right, smell right, taste right, or nothing right about it? Something's not right. Where do you go with that? Do you go to the council? Do you go to the police? Where do you go? You don't know where to go. So it's important that if you're one of those people who doesn't know what else to do, so you just comply because you don't know your rights and you don't know what else to do, then it's important that you remember who you are. Because if you're a living man or woman with blood pumping through your veins, here to experience this world in all its glory for the rest of your days, then bowing down to these laws is not what you're here to do. So when the baby's born, again, I think if the father got the baby and put his feet on the ground, it would be then on land law, because the laws that are imposed on the baby are born of maritime admiralty law, which is law of the sea, and they treat your baby like cargo on a ship, and that's what the certificate is. Every bit of cargo on a ship has a birth certificate, because the ship berths into the dock and it's given a certificate. So you're literally lost at sea. You haven't got a clue who you are. You've no idea that you're divine consciousness, that you're having an experience in a beautifully created body so that you can experience the realm of the senses while you're here, and also grow inside your spirit, your love, wonder why you've come here, finding your purpose. So it makes no sense whatsoever that you would then bow down to rules that kind of go against your innate nature. Sorry. Bella. So yeah, so those laws that are being pressed on us are not law. They are legal. They're born of maritime admiralty law connected to your birth certificate. So what? So what can you do? Well, once you've remembered who you are and you can breathe, you are here to breathe, you are here to feed that life-giving blood inside you. You need to take that mask off, and you need not to be scared. So the powers that be in this world that are what I call the darkness, they're all the darkness, all of them. Boris, Hancock, all the people spewing lies, the World Health Organization, Bill Gates, Big One, Devil's right-hand man, whatever, eugenicists, we can see them all, and we can go individually to attempt to attack these people. However, it's no good. It's the darkness, and we are the light, and they are trying to dim us so that we won't shine so brightly, and they can then take over the world, because that's actually what's happening each and every day while this is going on. So if you remember a world where you were once kind of free, even though you were still a slave then, but you didn't know before this happened, and you want to create a better world for yourself and your family so that you can enjoy it and open your heart and remember why you're here and see and visualise that world, a world for the people, because there are too many billionaires in this world who have got a satanic agenda and want to take over it. And whether you believe us or not, they haven't got time to look. Have a little look. Just go and have a little look at what's been going on, because I can probably guess that if you're one of those people that puts a mask on and obeys and complies because you don't know what else to do, your head's in the sand. So if you stick your head in the sand, it's okay because you can't really see anything there, and you're okay, you can just go about your business. But too many heads in the sand will mean this agenda will get pushed out. They're not going to stop. There's a battle for the earth going on, a battle for your divinity, your sovereignty, your spirit, your freedom. Everything that you've come here for is an attack on, because they want to create the world how they want it, and we are of no use to them. We are the creators because we've got the light inside us. So once you realise the power of who you are, and that you can pull your power back from your birth certificate and stand on the land law. Now, land law is common law, which actually goes in alignment with common sense, which a lot of people's common sense has gone out the window because they want to wear a mask in a car while they're on their own, etc. No common sense whatsoever. No looking into whether it's good for you or bad for you. It's too scared to get involved with a debate or whatever. But you've got your own common sense, another sense that's built in so that you can decide. And we are here to share this world, and we are here to have knocks and falls here and there, and we are here to be offended now and then. How can you know who you are if you're not going to go against something like that? How can you know love if you don't know fear? But once we've experienced fear and we know how to get back to love, and that's why we're here, all here for each other, we're all one consciousness, sharing this experience together in this time right now. And the only way to bring it back is to look in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Keep asking yourself why you're here, and decide, well, because whatever's going on in this world right now, and which way it goes, pulling your head out of the sand might make a difference. Won't you be one day glad that you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, God, you know what, back in 2020, I'm so glad I pulled my head out of the sand, and I could have affected a lot of other people from getting their head out of the sand too, and we saved the world. Instead of leaving your head in the sand, where one day someone will come and kick you on the bum, and you'll pull your head out anyway and go, holy shit. Because that's what's being created while you had your head in the sand. While the likes of the people like me and a lot of other beautiful people out there now cottoning on, waking up, sharing information with you, so that we can connect together, because we are light beings. We came here like that. We were born like that. You've got a heartbeat, and you've got that light of divinity, pure consciousness right inside you. So don't be scared. Pull your head out of the sand. Get off your knees. Stop clapping. Stop separating yourselves from your brothers and sisters who feed your energy frequency with love. Yay! Take a bow and tell the system to fuck off. It's that simple. And there are so many things that we can do, because it's all about strategies with what they're doing. Problem, reaction, solution. So the strategies that they are using, especially out of the mainstream, if you watch, so much information about how they do it. It's just like making a film to scare you. Because the more people that are scared, the more people who won't critically think for themselves, then that agenda is going to be rolled out, because it is happening. And just remember, to do it, they needed a reason. And they are not going to... They're not bothered about you. They don't care about you at all. They will lie and cheat through their teeth. So they have to invent something or come up with something to justify the measures that are being pressed upon us. And when your innate humanity, your divinity, your spirituality, you know, your ability to love, your ability to care for people, your real ability, instead of being frightened that you might get in trouble or you might get a fine or whatever. And this is how they do it. So just remember, those fines are coming from the statute law, the maritime admiralty law, from your birth certificate. You know, you as a living man or woman, and many of us are doing this now, are pulling back that power onto the land, the common law. And the common law is what will save us individually. So I do suggest and recommend you have a little look into that. There are many groups out there now that are offering advice and information, and people are beginning to meet up and talk about these things, because the time is now. There's no other time to do it. You can't do it next time, because next time ain't coming. It's right now you do it. And all you have to do is pull your head out the sand, look in the mirror, breathe, because if you can breathe, you've got blood running through your veins. You're a living man or woman. So if you put your head back in the sand after this, that is absolute sacrilege, because you owe it to yourself, and you owe it to your children, and you owe it to your grandchildren, your friends, your family, and the earth. You owe it to the earth. To just not be frightened. Because I tell you this, another thing that came to me on Friday after I had this compelling urge to make a video, I got a vision of the darkness, and it was of the Green Lantern. If you've not seen the Green Lantern, the film, just watch it, because it's a great way of showing how to overcome the darkness. Because when 10 people are shining brightly, and then hundreds more join them. That light is so bright, and if you turn any light on the darkness, it disappears. So the brighter we are, the dimmer the darkness goes, it disappears. And coronavirus, COVID-19, will disappear just as fast as it came when we, the people, the common people, doing it for the common good, the common cause, against the common enemy, so that we can unite as one, as we're meant to, right from here. Don't trust what the telly tells you. Don't trust what those guys in black suits and funny ties behind wooden boxes tell you. Don't trust them, because you don't know them. They don't know you. They don't care about you. All they care about is that you're some kind of money-making thing for them. You're just a number. You are nothing. The likes of me care about you because I share the world with you. You're there when I go out, whoever you are. So we're doing it for each other. I'd rather believe somebody like me than a man in a black suit who represents the darkness. So much beauty in this world for us all to enjoy. Just imagine a world where you work less but you get paid more. There's no council tax. That'd be the first thing going for me. Council tax. Just imagine hundreds of thousands of people just cancelling the direct debits for the council tax. You can collapse it on the inside like they do. So strategies, just pull it back, pull it back, pull it back. More for you, because your hard-earned labour, which again they're sucking your energy out to pay these taxes that just line the pockets of them, funnels of money. You just check on the back of your council tax bill what the account says, usually 6 zeros, no name on the account. It's like, where's that money going if all council tax so-called bills do the same? And why would you want to pay a corrupt council who would impose these fines on you for doing something that's really against your innate human nature? Yeah? Don't breathe. Shh, be quiet, shut up. No. Why would we be doing that? So, only together, because one person can't do it. Get your head out the sand, face the fear, because if you're still frightened, you're already dead. I'm telling you that now. So face the fear, do it anyway, do it scared. I'm doing this now. It's always nerve-wracking when you do something like this, but what do? Do not do it, just do it. There's loads of people waiting for you. We can all dance together, we're all in it together, we're all going to do it together, it's all going to be okay, a new world's going to be created. We are the common people, and we're doing it for the good of the common people. So come on guys, pull your heads right out the sand and let's see what we can do. So I'll think I've covered most of it. I hope it came out okay, and maybe I'll talk to you all again soon. There are many groups from the northwest of England that are beginning to meet up now, going for walks to get to know each other. And when we join forces and the thousands of us rise and the energy changes and everything starts expanding and you'll feel it getting lighter in your world, you'll know. And then we can all get rid of those councils, corrupt politicians. We're doing it. We're not waiting for somebody else to do it. And if somebody else does do it as well, fantastic. But don't not be responsible for yourself, because you are responsible for yourself in this world. So thank you. Bless you all. May you be blessed for the rest of your days, and may we all witness these changes that we are putting out there in this divine conscious way, your spirit expanding. Thank God for you all. Thank you.